if it works. There we go. The Bengals are back at training camp. Andre Yochevach is tearing things up. Burrow's got bleached hair. We got right tackle news. We got a lot to unpack as the Bengals get back into training camp. And that child screaming in the background is perfectly okay. She's just very, very, very pissed off at the moment, and I do apologize.
It's showtime, baby. Yeah, the boys are ready to go. Cincinnati, you know. Them boys about to floor, grab a garage beer, let's go. It's you and Bang go. Yeah, big play since the show. Yeah, big play since the show. Yeah.
What is up, Cincinnati and the surrounding tri-state area? The millions listening, the millions watching. Welcome to another beautiful Thursday night where we talk football. How we doing tonight, Drew?
I'm here. Been a hell of a day. We'll just call it that.
I'm sure it has. I know.
Very angry toddler running around right now, just irrationally upset. We're not sure why.
I think that's how it rolls. I think they just they wake up and they're like, how can I wreck today for myself and my parents? But you named it. You named it at the top of the hour here, 8 o'clock. It's now 8:01, 1 minute into an illustrious, beautiful hour of football talk. Joe Burrow has bleached his hair. We've got some killer training camp stuff to go over. Some possible training camp BS. I don't know. A lot of people tweeting about a lot of stuff. We'll see. What do you want to cover first? Go into it while I tweet out this beautiful program.
First, I'd like to do this.
Oh yeah, good call. Yep, that's a must.
I needed that one. Get the Garage Beer crack out of the way. Shout out Garage Beer, proud partner of the show. So first and foremost, we probably just got to talk about what actually had the internet going nuts, which is Joe Burrow's new look. And he showed up with the Slim Shiesty that have been called. Some people have called him Cody Rhodes, the WWE wrestler. You got to update your candle.
I know the hair is gone. I don't want to mess this. I feel like it'd be sacrilege to mess this thing up, but I don't know.
That might curse the entire season if you mess with that.
That's a good point.
Probably just leave that alone. So not only did he show up with a shaved head and bleached hair, but he also got fully cleared for contact. He is 100% cleared to play NFL football. Now, that's the biggest news of all. Obviously, the internet's going to do the thing with the hair. They're going to hate it. They're going to love it, blah, blah, blah. But the fact of the matter is the man is cleared to play NFL football. He can take hits. He can do all that. Plans to play in the preseason per Zach Taylor and himself, which I think is massive news. I think that's very big for Burrow, to get some preseason reps so we don't have these slow starts we're talking about. Had a good day at camp from what everything I saw on the internet today. I'm repositioning myself. That's live show business, baby. But I think that he had the best day that he's had so far. Obviously, we're 2 days in, so that's not a big deal. But delivering some good shots downfield, had a deep shot to Shedrick Jackson that looked pretty good, hit a good deep ball to Jermaine Burton. So the reporters and the fans that were at camp today said that he looked pretty locked in and looked very good. So that's obviously good news. And sometimes you just got to bleach your hair and lock in. Last time Joe Burrow bleached his hair like this, he threw 63 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Now, it was in high school. But the last time he had bleached blonde hair, 63 touchdowns, only 2 picks.
High school football quarterback stats and running back stats are always insane to me. It's like Jonathan Smith, Cincinnati Central High School had 3,000 rushing yards on the year, and you're like, holy shit, is that like what? And then you remember he's playing against literal 15-year-olds. But so I mean, training camp stuff is great. Him playing well, him throwing darts, these guys catching them, him being healthy, right? Him being cleared for contact. That's great. The hair, though, I mean, it's an entirely different feeling speaking from someone like myself who's played adult semi-professional football. Okay. It's an entirely go get your trophy. It's an entirely different feeling to put your helmet on when you've got locks versus a shaved head, it feels good. You don't got to worry about getting out of your face. It's locked in. I've never bleached my hair because I'm not as cool and adventurous as Joey is here. Yeah, that's Will the real. Oh my God. Why you got your head up like that, bro? You're like, you got that attitude.
That's when 8 Mile came out, and I was on the Eminem train heavy.
Yeah, dude. If I would be lying if I said I didn't crack open the 8 Mile soundtrack this week. It's the hair's great. The only thing I have to say about it is like, dude, if you're a beat reporter and you have to tweet out eye roll emoji, here we go again, talking about Joe Burrow hair when there's football to talk about. Shut up.
Did that happen?
Oh my God, yeah. Shut up and enjoy life. The people like it.
I didn't see that one.
Content, I'll show you after the show. It's hilarious. I screenshotted a few. Not to use later because I'm not a hateful person. I just like to laugh at old tweets.
I've got 3 guesses on who they were.
Okay, don't guess live. Don't guess live.
We'll do that off air.
I think you'll get it first try. We are not haters, just a little bit, kind of. But just have fun. The content's fun. The women like it. The men like it. Like, it's funny. He does the hair. He's an eccentric guy a little bit. Shut up and just have fun a little bit, you know? But moving on for the sake of these gentle hearts that can't take hair talk. A lot of throws Joe's been making in training camp to not only Jamar Chase, but we've seen some killer back shoulder crazy sideline catches from Burton. I think today there was a killer one from Yoshivas. It looks like they're in mid-season form. And I know pads are not on. They've got those silly-ass little head covers on and stuff, and there's no danger. Yeah, right? There's no danger of getting hit across the middle or whatever, so balls are easier to bring in when you're not bracing for contact. But they just look dialed in, dude. I like where we're at. There's no missing appendix. There's no wrist. We're playing football.
The appendix it's missing though because they took it out. Right?
Well, okay, yeah, correction.
No, I'm just talking with you. I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
and so he's not going to throw tomorrow. Zach Taylor already said that today.
Okay.
I think that they have a plan to not overwork him. Burrow has been on record saying this offseason that he's going to listen to his body more. He's maybe not going to push through things as much in practice or camp as much because what good is that if you can't be on the field come the season?
Exactly.
So it looks like he's learning that a little bit more. And he talked about his football mortality and things that made people like kind of worry, like, oh shit, is he Andrew Luckin? But I don't think that's the case. But I think he's going to take a day off tomorrow. They told us about it, so there's not any like freak out like that one day where they're like, why isn't Joe Burrow practicing? Why is there an unscheduled media availability? Holy fuck, what's happening? That's not.
Oh my, yeah.
That's not what we're looking at now. So I think all things point to good on that. But of course, as things look to be going good,
we lost him. I don't know what happened there. I assume he was going to switch over to Jamar Chase talk. We've been killing Joe Burrow talk. There's a lot of tweets happening right now about Jamar Chase. People are saying he's holding out but in. Now, that doesn't make sense to me. I don't know what on God's green earth would make him do that aside from the contract, the obvious elephant in the room. Duh. But when you look at the big picture, he's a part of that trifecta. We've got Joe Burrow, we've got Jamar Chase, and we've got T. Higgins. You know what I mean? It's not a world where him sitting out is beneficial to what's going on around him. You know, the team needs him. He's the number one receiver. He absolutely dominates in numbers, catches, and everything when he's healthy on the field. There's just not a real reason outside of, dollars and cents that makes sense for him to be not playing. So is he sitting out? For contractual reasons, Drew, I made the assumption you were going to jump on Jamar Chase here next. So I started talking Jamar Chase.
Something terrible happened with my computer, and it is still currently freaking out. It's not my internet. My internet's fine.
Okay.
My computer,
Spectrum.
I went to click the button on my mouse to move over, and my computer has gone into a full, complete meltdown.
This is great news, guys. Show business live. You love to see it. So what I said, I know you were fixing your stuff, is Jamar Chase sitting out or holding in, right? I've seen the tweets, and I really just paid them no mind today because I was like, oh, these are just people tweeting, until you and I kind of talked, and you're like, no, this is like a real thing. Like, people think he's doing this because of his contract. And what I'm saying is, like, it benefits nobody around him, not even himself, except for his pocketbook, because he's due $1 million or something plus 4 and change. I don't pretend to know how these very wealthy individuals receive and manage their money, but like, what are your thoughts? Do you think he's holding in?
So you see conflicting reports, right? So
sure, yeah,
we've got one of the journalists that I really like and respect. There's several of them that I do not like nor respect, but one that I do is Charlie Goldsmith. Charlie's really good when it comes to the Reds. He's very good when it comes to the Bengals. He's one of the most hardworking dudes in Cincinnati, and he put out a tweet that I'm going to put up on your screen now that said, Zach Taylor reiterates that Chase is following a, quote, plan in place. He continued to say that there has been unbelievable communication with Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Joe Burrow, Sam Hubbard, Trey Hendrickson, Logan Wilson. We've got great communication with all these guys. He says he's comfortable with what's going on. Taylor mentions he has a plan to limit time since Chase and Higgins have so much experience. So Zach is selling it as a ramp-up period to an extent. Yeah. But when you look at it and you see who's actually participating in practice, T. Higgins hasn't gotten a ramp-up period. He's practicing. He's working. Mm-hmm. And Malik Wright, who's a plugged-in dude, tweeted that Chase was doing drills after practice, and he said he wouldn't quantify that as a hold-in. So I think Chase is doing a hybrid hold-in. I think where it's like, I'm not going to do any work against defenders and risk getting hurt or banging my knee or something, but he's doing solo drills after practice or after the media leaves, if that's really what's happening. But
so he's getting work in.
Did you hear that?
I did. Yeah. I'm gonna keep going. I don't know what it was. He's getting the work in, which is good. Do you have an emergency? Do you need to go take care of something? Or are you
No,
good?
That didn't sound like it was in my house. It sounded like
that's what I was wondering, if something like a propane tank or something blew up outside of your house or something. But he's getting his work in, right? So I go worst case scenario. I apologize.
I know if I'm going to go, I'm going to go right here with you guys.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm a G.
You and the guys in the chat. That's how I want to go out.
Look, I'm a GWAT Global War veteran. I hear an explosion, I automatically think worst case scenario.
Hold on. How viral would it go if I died during the show?
Or like it exploded or something. Yeah, the numbers
would be great for the
awesome.
Analytics. Yeah. All right, holy back to your point.
Yeah, but he's getting the work in, right? So like, to me, it's like, dude, whatever. It's hold in, dude. I don't care. You're playing week 1. Like, whatever, man. If it is a hold in, I get it. But also, on the other hand, and I love Jamar Chase. Obviously, I'm wearing his jersey. You know what I mean? What are we doing? You know, they're gonna pay you. Mike Brown Brown. They've said it. Like, behind Joe Burrow, you're the most important guy on the roster. You know what I mean? Like, he said verbatim, we'll bend over backwards to pay this guy. Not verbatim, I just paraphrased, but like, it's going to happen. So what kind of message, like, what are you doing? Like, to me, if you're holding in, like, come on, dude, just play, silly goose. You're going to get paid. Like, it's not, I don't know.
The fact of the matter is that Mike Brown's words are great, but they're just Mike Brown's words. They're not a contract. They're not the long-term security he wants. But he's got 2 years left on this deal.
Sure. Has he come out and said, I want a new contract now? Has he done that?
No. So that's the weird thing, right? Because what Burrow has said doesn't track with what Zach has said. When they asked Burrow about it in his presser, he pretty much said that Jamar's business is his business. He's out there encouraging guys. They'll get it figured out, is mainly it. Mm-hmm. And then Zach's like, this is part of a ramp-up plan. So, like, it's not lining up. Mike Brown said he's going to bend over backwards to pay him. That's great. But to a player, that word doesn't mean shit. They need pen to paper.
Do we pay guys early? Is that a thing we've ever done? I'm asking.
No,
like, I don't think we
picked up his option. They picked up his option, which I think is $21 million next season. They picked up Burrow's option. But I mean, they did pay Burrow early because Burrow's going into year. So hurt rookie year, Super Bowl, AFC Championship, hurt. He's going into year 5. So he's going into his fifth-year option year. And he got his deal a season before that. Now, Chase is going into his 4th year. So he will have his 5th-year option next year. He's here for 2 years no matter what.
Yeah.
But he also is extension eligible. And as a player, he could say, I'm eligible for my extension. I don't want to work until I get it. And I can understand that. So I think that what it is he's doing a hold in, but he's not trying to make it an issue. Now we've got comments in the chat about Adam Schefter because Schefter went on TV and said that Jamar Chase is only going to make $1 million this year. And our good friend Joe Goodberry shredded him. He posted a follow-up video, corrected everything Schefter was saying. And explain the contract. And then Schefter puts out another tweet today where it's like Jamar Chase is making $1 million in base salary and then $4 million in a roster bonus. So $5 million overall, or whatever the exact numbers were. And Mike Brown reiterated that they're not doing it right now. So this situation's not over. And it's Schefter. It's a big guy. It gets everybody going. It gets the hater accounts and the fans of the Chiefs and the Ravens talking about how poor the Bengals are and blah, blah, blah. And Schefter pretty much said Jamar Chase wants a new contract, and he's going to continue to want a new contract until he gets a new contract. Like, great job, Adam. Hard-hitting journalism. Good shit, buddy.
I saw your tweet. I laughed, man. A lot of those. It was like a very Dove Kleiman-esque tweet. Like
he's turning to that.
It is. It's odd. It's very odd. It was hey, Jamar Chase is a football player that gets paid money by the NFL. Like, oh, okay. No shit.
Thank you for explaining how the contract of a 5th overall pick works in the salary cap, in the rookie salary cap era. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Marshall down there puts it best. Lazy journalism. I don't know if he can say, but to me, I in one ear, out the other. I try to ignore that stuff. I'm very bad at trying to ignore that stuff. However, but
Wedge makes a great point.
Bring it up.
If my computer stops having a seizure. So Wedge said there's contract precedence to pay a top 5 pick after year 3, and that's absolutely the case. Jamar Chase was a top 5 pick. He is an elite top receiver in the game. The Bengals pay their elite guys. They've never been hesitant to do it. If Mike Brown comes out and says I'm going to bend over backwards to pay the guy, I believe it. Because Mike Brown doesn't do that. He'll say, well, when he talked about T. Higgins, he's like, well, there's only so many pieces of the pie. He says, Jamar Chase, we're going to bend over backwards to get it done. I trust that he will, but I'm at the point with what's the point in waiting? If that's the case, you're showing your cards, you're giving all the leverage. Hey, I'm going to bend over backwards to do it. Let's just get it done before it gets more expensive after CeeDee Lamb or Brandon Ayuk gets a contract.
Okay.
That's my thinking.
That makes sense. I had not factored that. I had not factored those outside things. Like I wasn't thinking about other contracts, but to me, it's like, why? Like what, dude? What's the big? You're gonna get your contract. Like I don't know. To me, until he comes out and says that, like, yeah, I'd like my contract now. Like then it's not my problem. Do you know what I mean?
They don't
I'm
do
not.
That.
I'm not gonna sit here and worry about it, right? Because like Jamar Chase, guys, guess what? Breaking news. Jamar Chase is not going to leave this team. They're going to pay him, right?
No.
So sitting here and being, and I'm not saying you're doing this, Drew, but sitting here and being like angry Twitter fingers and arguing back and forth with each other and other fan bases about his contract, it's a waste of time. The guy's not going anywhere. If he's upset during training camp this year, doing his thing right now and doing this hold-in, whatever.
It just opens the door for the Twitter bullshit, and the Twitter bullshit doesn't matter to Jamar Chase.
No.
Apparently, it does matter to T. Higgins, though, because they asked why he signed his tag so early, and he said, I was tired of people tweeting me and all the bullshit. And I'm like, I respect that. I respect the hell out of that answer. But realistically speaking, the Bengals have control of Jamar Chase for the next 3 seasons because he's under contract this year. He's got the 5th-year option next year, and if they had to, they'd franchise him the year after that. So, he's not going anywhere.
Please.
I know. Please, God, no. Please, God, no.
Oh, my
but
God.
That's the realistic option. That is how it would play out before Jamar Chase left the Bengals.
I tell you what, that's how not the franchise tag. That's how it's going to play out. I don't think we're paying him this year. Mike Brown said it. This is not the time to talk contracts. Do that in the offseason. It's not happening during this season, guys. Could it happen next offseason? Maybe. No, I think Jamar is going to live out the life of his current contract. Then they're going to pay him. That's just how they do business. Joe Burrow is a different circumstance, but
they break precedent for guys they think are truly elite. Burrow got signed on the first NFL game of the regular season last year when the Chiefs played the Lions. They could break precedent for that. I don't know that they will, but they break their precedent for guys that they view as the elites of the elite. They're not going to negotiate a contract with B.J. Hill between now and the start of the regular season. But if Jamar Chase and his representatives get to the table and they come to something that works for them, they might do it for a Jamar Chase. I think that there's a little bit of gamesmanship on the part of Mike Brown for saying that, because is he just trying to put out into the media and Chase's team like, we're just not going to do it. Maybe they'll take less and say, well, if you just do this, we'll do it. I don't know. But it wouldn't shock me if they got it done before the start of the season. I'm not saying I expect it, but it wouldn't shock me if they did. With that being said, I think it'll be next off season.
Yeah, that's sure. Yeah. I'm not a contract guy. I'm a between the hashes guy. Both of us are. You're a between the hashes guy too. I don't give a shit what these guys do in the off season, contract wise and stuff. It's just I don't have enough space in my brain for that. Goodberry, go talk to him. He can explain it left and right, and guys like that. My brain doesn't work that way.
Right.
I just went before Burrow. I could not tell you who they signed early like this. Maybe age. I don't know. I have no clue. Burrow is the most important figure in Cincinnati sports in the last however many years, right? So of course they did that for him. But I just outside of him, I don't know where the precedence comes for them to not go, hey, dude, you got a contract. Chill. We'll work on it in an off season. So I don't know.
But they also can't stop him. They also can't, don't get me wrong. Jamar Chase is not going to miss football games.
Sure. Yeah.
Week 1, Paycor Stadium against the Patriots. He's going to be there. He's not going to miss football games. The situation is
150 yards.
I've just been reported that the sound that you heard, the explosion, was potentially a transformer, and there are lights flickering in portions of my house. Luckily, the room in my house that I'm in, the lights are not flickering, and we're still here. But if something happens,
that's what happened to your computer, probably, right? Or was that after? I don't know. But
no, my computer I clicked the wrong button and it just fucking wigged out.
Did you see this comment here? And I apologize if I just crushed a point of yours from John. He delivers UPS. John Paps. I delivered a tea. He's a legit dude. He literally said what you alluded to. I signed to block out the noise. So he signed early. That's funny, man. That's kind of cool, John. I'd be curious to hear your experience delivering to tea offline. I try not to bring people's business on here too much, but that's a neat little comment there.
That is cool. And Bar's also in the chat said, what's up, boys? Trying garage beer this weekend. You're gonna love it. I know that.
Love it. Yes. Throw your IPAs in the trash. Switch to garage beer.
He also asked, was that a Zen? This is not a Zen. This is a different brand of the same product, but no free ads.
Yeah, sorry. Unless you're Skyline Chili, no free ads. Sorry.
So that's where I'm at with Chase. I don't think he gets his contract this offseason. it's still technically the off season, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
Kate Breezy said John's the new insider for Big Play Cincy. I love it.
Yeah,
we've got a guy with connections to Jamar Chase. He's brought him jellyfish and shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But it wouldn't shock me if he got it before the regular season, but I don't expect it. But I am still 0% worried about him missing football games, and I'm still 0% worried about him getting a contract extension with the Bengals. It's going to happen.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. All right, Jamar Chase ad nauseum. He's the number one receiver in Cincinnati. He's not freaking going anywhere. What else we got? There's a plethora, $5 word there, educated word, of topics we're discussing tonight. What do you got next on the docket?
The right tackle.
Oh, a big plethora. He's very
John asked this in the chat earlier, and I'm too scared to try to scroll back and find it with how my computer's acting. But did you see the video of Trent Brown and Amarius Mims walking to practice? And then Zach Moss looking like he's 4 foot tall right next to them.
Okay, so I'm about to let me straighten up my tie here. There's something called forced perspective, right? When someone is standing like further away, further back, right? That object that, like, say I have my finger here. Look at my finger back here. It looks smaller, right? Back here, right? So
what is this, fucking science class?
It is. Bear with me, folks. Bill. But look, all right. This finger looks smaller back here. Not in the case of Amarius Mims and good old Trent Brown there. No. They dwarfed the cop that was a good 10 feet in front of them. It was like 2 giant earth golems and this tiny little cop. And I don't know if that cop was a very little guy, but to me, them being that big in the background was insane, dude. I don't get it.
Just massive human beings.
Unbelievable.
And so we're in a situation now where Trent Brown is on the non-football injury list. He's been getting work on the rehab field. I saw he was pushing sleds and stuff today. Kay Breezy asked why he walked barefoot back to the locker room after practice. I don't know, but I noticed that too. That's weird.
I didn't see that. Interesting.
But with him on the NFI list for right now, what that means is rookie first-round pick Amarius Mims is taking first-team reps at right tackle, and people say Mike Brown didn't pay Trent Williams. Shit, I wish he would pay Trent Williams.
Yeah, right.
He's in a contract holdout himself. But Trent Brown said he didn't pay Trent Brown $5 million to sit the bench. Somebody said that in our chat last week, and I agree. But that's also far from guaranteed starter money either. And I think Mims is getting a very good opportunity to get reps with Burrow, with Kappa next to him, to get chemistry there. And this could really turn into a battle for the right tackle spot if Trent can't get healthy or whatever the case is back on the field. I've seen some rumors that it's a weight issue because nobody said what his actual injury is. Nobody's been like, oh, yeah, it's his ankle, it's his knee, it's his back, nothing. So I don't know did he show up a little bit overweight and he's got to get back down to playing weight because that shit's like contractually negotiated.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They do weigh
so
in.
I don't know what that is, but I know that it's giving Amarius Mims valuable reps, and that's what the guy needs. And this could turn into a real battle for the right tackle position because there's a preseason game in
Saturday,
less than 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah.
So that could turn into something big to where we could be looking at Mims starting week 1. Yeah. If Trent Brown can't get things right or fix whatever the issue is.
Yeah. I think it's great for Mims. I think Mims, like you said, is getting reps in with the ones. He's playing against talented defensive linemen. He's learning the offense learning and doing rather than watching Trent do it. I know they rotate him in. I'm not that ignorant, but it's the power of real world reps that I think are going to be good for him. Now I want Trent healthy, right? My perfect scenario is Trent is healthy and playing to the level that he claims he can play at. I think in his interview when he got to Cincinnati, he said, I'm the best at what I do. All right, man. I want him out there doing that so that Amarius can learn. You know what I mean? And I get it. Amarius Mims was the first round pick. He was, you know what I mean? And you're like, oh, we want him out there, and why waste the pick if he's not going to play? Guys, this is the best overall situation for Mims to have the opportunity to not get thrown into the lion's den. You know, some guys, it happens to them and they succeed. Penei Sewell, incredible talent. I'm not comparing the two, but he's been very successful with the Lions, right? But a guy like Mims, where his knock is, you know, that lack of reps, right? He can come in here and learn and not get out there and, I don't know, give up a bunch of sacks and then just lose confidence and get the yips, right? I mean, we don't want that. So this is good. I knew Trent was on the whatever. What is his official status?
He's on the non-football injury list, meaning he showed up to camp with an injury or some sort of issue that was sustained when away from the team. So it's not something that happened in the building or at camp.
So
I've seen people say that could be a weight issue.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. God, and best case scenario it is. And Trent gets down and he's ready to play week 1. I think Trent will be ready week 1. I don't know why he was barefoot walking back to the locker room. I didn't see that. But
it was hot today. That pavement was hot.
I guess. Yeah, I guess. But I guess those size 42 cleats he probably wears are heavy. So, in my perfect world, Trent gets healthy, starts, and remains healthy for the season, and you're able to rotate Mims in. But, you know, the world is not perfect, as we're seeing right now with Trent struggling with something. And there is a possibility, like Drew said, we have a battle for the right tackle position.
Ben says Zach Taylor said it was just stiffness, so I'm guessing that's probably in a back, and they're just playing it safe. So I hadn't seen that. I've been not as locked into my phone as I normally am the last couple of days, so maybe I missed that. So if Ben Tram says it, I believe it. Damn it,
I believe it too. Yeah, he showed up to camp, saw Burrow's hair, and got stiff. I get it. I understand. It happens. It happens to the best of us. Trent, I hope you can work that stiffness out in your back. Why are you laughing? I don't understand why you're laughing. Is that?
Yes, you do.
Did I?
He saw his hair and got stiff.
Whoa! Hold on. I don't know if I said that, but if it is stiffness, that's good. I mean, it just means he's sore, right? So let's roll with that.
Ben said it was on the press conference that he posted in the Discord. I'm a piece of shit and haven't been as active on Discord as I have been either. Dad's still fighting the fight, and I've been helping him with it. So I haven't been as locked into Discord as I should be. So I appreciate Ben for dropping that information on there. We've got Insider John Paps, Insider Ben Schramm.
Love it.
And you know it's a big deal if Ben wants to report on it and it doesn't involve the Iowa Hawkeyes. So shout out to him.
Ooh, I got to talk to Ben about something in the Discord. Iowa and their cornerbacks. There's a theme developing. But we're about to move on. I think Drew was about to transition before I started talking about white cornerbacks. Before we do that, like, share, comment, presented by Garage Beer. All that stuff we're supposed to say as professionals. It only spreads the viewership and allows us to have more fun with you guys. So like the stream, go to the YouTube, like the YouTube, share the YouTube. Twitter is our strength. Share the tweet. Do that. Do the whole thing. Drew, back to you.
The whole deal. The last thing I was going to say on Mims was these reps are still valuable for him, even if he doesn't start week 1, because he is going to play this season.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to play meaningful snaps this year. Trent Brown has never finished a full season. And if we're talking about hopefully a postseason run, that's even more games. History just shows that he's going to miss a few games or a couple games, whatever. Mims is going to play right tackle this season. So the reps that he's getting now in camp are going to do nothing but be good for him. Now, another guy that's getting reps and things are going well for him is a very, very fast, very, very smart man from Princeton by the name of Andre Yoshavash, a.k.a. Yoshi, getting some work in the slot, which is kind of directly against what I said last week, where I said I didn't see him as much of a slot guy. Yeah. Zach Taylor, smarter than me. Dan Pitcher, smarter than me. They may see him as a slot guy, and he's been getting some run in the slot. And I pulled a couple clips off Twitter from Caleb No. Shout out Caleb No on Twitter of just a couple really good Andre Yoshavash clips from practice today. I did not put on the video credit to Caleb because I'm a fucking loser, but I apologize, Caleb, if you see this. I do want you to get credit for the videos.
That's good stuff, man. That sideline there, that's
don't love seeing it on Michigan man DJ Turner, but
get over it.
Sometimes corners play good defense and a receiver just makes a hell of a play. It happens, baby. It's the NFL. But lots of good reports about what's been being seen from Yoshi the first couple of days of camp, and I think that is huge because Jermaine Burton or no Jermaine Burton, Yoshi's been here. He has a year of the system under his belt. He played some snaps last year, caught some touchdowns. The more the merrier. The more talented wide receivers that you're comfortable putting on the field in the middle of a real game that matters, the better. And it looks like Yoshi's really trending towards that. So that's exciting to see.
Yeah, I tweeted out today, Cincinnati Bengals or wide receiver university. Because like right now, like we have an embarrassment of riches at wide receiver. I've said it once. I've said it twice. I'll say it again, all the way down to a guy like Yoshi, right? Because there's a lot of guys above him, right? So like if he's making these plays, whew, I have faith. If someone needs to take a breather, throw him in there. And the fact that he's working out of the slot is fun. That's fun. Let's remove the slot receiver archetype and just put a wide receiver in there that can run and catch the ball and see what happens. I'm pumped. I know Burrow is hitting Gesicki often and early. I know he's hitting Burton. I love to see Yoshivas getting reps in. Now, whether that's because Jamar is doing whatever Jamar Chase is doing right now, or it's just because they see him as a workable piece of this offense. That's great. I don't care. I love seeing him get the reps. And the fact that he's making these athletic plays like that is even better, man.
The more talent you can put on the field and the more weapons you can spread out wide, like Joe Burrow likes to spread a defense out, sign me up. You could talk me in right now to a 4 wide receiver set with Chase, Higgins, Burton, and Yoshivas. Okay? I got Chase outside, Higgins outside, Yoshivas inside, Burton inside. Let's run it. Or I'm switching it up and I'm putting Chase on the inside. And I'm going to put Chase on your nickel, or I'm going to try to get Chase matched up with a linebacker. There's not a linebacker in the NFL that's covering Jamar Chase. The only one, maybe, I hate to say it, it's that guy up in Cleveland, J.O.K. Okay. I don't know how to pronounce his whole name. They call him J.O.K. He's a fucking animal, though.
Yeah.
But other than that, and he's not covering Chase on a deep route. He maybe hang with him in the middle of the field on the over the middle stuff, but Chase is taking him deep too. But and you've got Gesicki out here making plays. There was some clips that I saw that I didn't get a chance to save to run on the show, but Gesicki's out here looking good. So yeah, dude, and you've got Zach Moss, who is a better pass blocker than Joe Mixon.
Yeah.
You've got a running back fight. Chase Brown's looking good. Goodberry, computer brain, smart guy, thinks that Chase Brown's going to end up being running back 1.
I did see that. I saw that tweet, RB1. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Wasn't that?
Yeah.
Okay. Why not?
So
why not?
Talent everywhere. Speed everywhere. Skill everywhere. All we got to do is keep Joe Burrow standing up, keep him upright. And Trent Brown, Amarius Mims, whoever. And there have been some reports that early on, Volson is having some issues. We're in make or break Cordell Volson season. I know that for sure.
Yeah, we really
awesome
are.
Dude. Awesome dude, but when it comes to football and playing, it is make or break for Cordell Volson. And I wouldn't be shocked if they have more of an open competition for the left guard spot than maybe we originally thought.
Yeah, that's disheartening to hear because I really like Cordell Volson. I hadn't seen that yet. I was kind of off the net today with a stomach bug, but struggles, it sounds like you're saying, I guess.
Early. I mean, I have some people that were at practices the last 2 days that I talked to said that he had a rough go of it yesterday and it wasn't great today. But look at the big games that the Bengals have lost in this era. It's the Super Bowl where Aaron Donald comes from the inside and disrupts Joe Burrow as Jamar Chase is wide open down the sideline. The AFC Championship game 2 years ago, they lose to Kansas City. Chris Jones just had his way with Volson. It's been it's as much as we've talked about tackles and this and that, the interior of the Bengals offensive line has been the problem in the biggest moments. So we've got to get that locked in. I'm very confident with Teddy K holding down the middle. I think Kappa's going to be back to form this year. He had a little bit of an injury situation for the last year. And we've got to get more out of Cordell Volson, and it's 2 days into camp. It's not hit the panic button. Let's cut this guy, sign somebody, make a trade. It's none of that. But these are things that I'm going to be watching as camp transitions. So when it comes to Yoshi looking like he's making this step, phenomenal. It cannot hurt. If Zach Taylor has to sit down and decide, damn, do I want to get Jermaine Burton in the game or do I want to get Yoshavash in the game because they're both so damn good? I'm fine with that. Or light bulb goes off in his head and he's like, I got a formation where I can put them both out there and there's T. Higgins and Jamar Chase out there.
Oh my God, dude. Imagine that.
You can say what you want about Yoshavash last year. There were a few plays that I can remember where he cooked the defensive back. And there was a couple where I know Burrow didn't see him, and there was a couple where I think Browning didn't get the ball to him even though he saw him. So there were times last year where Yoshavash did his part. The ball just didn't make it to him. So he could be in for a big breakout this year too. And
that'd be fun.
The more the merrier, baby.
Yeah, that'd be really fun.
The more the merrier. So that's really all the overlays and graphics and things that I have built for it. We can just shoot their shit for the rest of the time if you want. I'm so excited. Just mini camp is cool because you see the guys back in for the first time in months, and you're like, oh, there's Joe Burrow. He's throwing footballs. Hell yeah! But now it's like this is real football work. This is player on player, DB on receiver. Tackle on defensive end. Like they're doing actual football work. We're getting ready to have a joint practice with the Colts. We're getting ready to have preseason games come up. We're going to see the team against another uniform. It's that time of the year. And I like to be open, honest, and transparent with the people that watch our show and interact with us and follow me on Twitter. I'm just going to be honest with you. Like my nipples could cut diamonds right now.
Oh yeah. I think we've got a hell of a year ahead of us. And I hope people can remain sane throughout it because
they're not going to.
There's ups and downs every season, but if we can have a healthy year, and that's really what's most important, our ability to play football this year is going to be shocking, I think, to a lot of people. And I don't really care if you are in a Browns jersey, a Ravens jersey, or a Steelers jersey telling me I'm supporting a broke organization or not. You're about to wake up to a rude Cincinnati Bengals football team. So
there is so much recency bias with Joe Burrow. And sometimes he's not helping his own case. The fashion show thing, it's opening yourself up to the haters. But he's also said part of the reason why he's doing that is to open himself up more and be more comfortable with himself and not worry as much about what people think. And I'm all for that. I am a big fuck you, I don't care what you think kind of guy. Love that.
Yeah.
So do that. But we just deal with it because we're in the trenches on the internet all day with fucking Pickensburg and Mahomes season and what. No, that's I shouldn't say that. The Twitter name that I just thought up to try to make fun of, that's actually a Chiefs fan who's a cool guy that I've talked to and is cool. So unnecessary stray there. You didn't deserve that. Not talking about you specifically, but it's like it's the burner accounts from the teams that don't like the Bengals that are like, oh, Joe Burrow bleached his hair and his shirt had flowers on it. Like, who gives a shit?
Yeah, exactly.
But like, we just deal with it because we live in the internet trenches. Joe Burrow probably didn't. I mean, he tweets like once every 6 months, so like he's not seeing that.
Yeah,
and
if that. John's got a
Go
great
ahead.
comment there. We can talk about that. Thoughts on Zach Taylor already stating he'll start these starters in the preseason. I love that. I
love it.
I think it'll avoid this slow roll start into the season that we've had the past couple years. I mean, if these guys are you practice what you do live, right? So go out there and do it in the preseason game, and then by week 1, you're a tuned up machine. I like that. Some people have a different opinion, but
Zach comes from the old Sean McVay tree, and Sean McVay doesn't play starters in the preseason.
Yeah.
And I understand that mode of thinking. It's a worthless game. Why risk a big injury? And I still think that last year starters were going to play in the preseason because the Bengals offense was going to try to go under center more. And they wanted the live reps. And then Burrow pops his calf. He wasn't able to go under center and turn quick and hand the ball off as fast as you have to do. He wasn't able to play in the preseason. So they're probably just like, okay, if we can't have our quarterback out there, why put Jamar Chase out there?
Yeah, agreed.
But I think that now he's saying, okay, we've got health. A, we've got health. If we're healthy, they should play. B, he knows Kansas City's on the schedule week 2. That's a massive game. Yeah, if we start off the season against the Patriots, who stunk last year and are probably going to start a rookie quarterback and have a rookie head coach, and then week 2 we played the Panthers, who stink, and Bryce Young was walking into training camp, and you easily could have confused him for a teenager walking home from high school.
I saw that.
Like, if they were starting the year with 3-4 teams that they thought that they could beat anyway, we might not be seeing this. But make no mistake about it, Zach Taylor knows exactly who's on the schedule week 1, and he knows this team needs to be humming because it's a tale as old as time. You drop that early season to the game you drop the early season game to the team you shouldn't have lost to, and it comes back and it fucks you over during playoff time. Last year, when the Bengals were still in the playoff hunt for that last 2 or 3 weeks of the season, we looked back at the early season game against the Titans that says that really, really stings. We shouldn't have dropped that. So now you're playing a team week 2 that's going to be in the playoffs. They're probably going to win the division because they just beat the hell out of their division all the time. And if the Bengals season goes the way they want to, they may be fighting with Kansas City at the end of the season for a 1 seed. It's possible. Yeah. And Zach knows that. So he's like, we've got to have this team gelling and ready to go. We cannot afford a slow start with Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce on the other side week 2 in Arrowhead. Ben, they don't even have the luxury of it being at home.
Oh yeah, Ben said it in the comments. We like you just said, we cannot have a slow start with KC being week 2. I agree because there's such a, this isn't baseball, folks, where there's 737,245 games a season. This is football. There's 17, probably going to be 18 here soon. Games a season. There's only so many games, and if you drop a few, that means a lot. You know, it means a lot. It's nuts. So I just got to start fast. We got to, the violence of action needs to be the theme of the beginning half of the season. Score, stop. We cannot start slow. So I've got some soccer news, believe it or not. I didn't tell you I was going to have soccer news. So there's no overlay here. It's my fault. But FC Cincinnati. Oh, he is ready. Okay, look at that, folks. FC
Producer, Cincinnati. Baby.
Yeah, buddy. So I'm going to butcher every single part of this gentleman's name, where he came from, and the team he played for prior to coming here. So please brace yourselves. This is my Midwest white man's best attempt at pronouncing this very foreign name. FC Cincinnati have acquired defender Chidozia Woozum. And the only reason I think I was able to say that as well as I did is because it sounds a heck of a lot like Chidobe Awuzie. You know,
that's what I was about to ask. Did FCC bring Cheeto back to Cincinnati?
I don't know, maybe. But he has been signed to FC Cincinnati, 27-year-old guy. So not a kid, sorry. Has made nearly 300 professional appearances across Europe since signing with a Portuguese powerhouse, FC Porto, in 2015, debuting with the team in 2016. I don't really give a crap about any of that. But there's some new blood in town. Looks like he's a defender out of Nigeria. Anytime any Cincinnati team can get better, I love to see it. You can find him on Twitter, actually, at AwuziMC, AWAZIMC. Appears that he's interacting a little bit. I don't know, man. These guys are rich and famous. They don't have time for Twitter. But that was soccer news with Big Play Cincy.
So a defender in soccer, he don't score no goals? He just defends.
He might.
Just plays defense.
He might try. I don't know if he will. I mean, Lucha. We got guys that score goals that are supposed to be defenders, but like
no, Lucho Acosta was born to put the ball between his feet and kick it in the fucking net.
Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know why I said his name, but like, there's nothing stopping you. Like, if you make a run, but I mean, traditionally they're back there and they're making the passes and getting it to the forwards that are going to score, right? Because you got defenders, midfielders, and your forwards. So
they're like the offensive lineman, and Lucho's the hot shot receiver.
I guess. I mean, if I was going to sit here and try to pretend I knew what the hell different positions in soccer truly do, I'd be a lying son of a gun. There's a cool video on FC Cincinnati of him, let's try this again, of Chud. Oh, man. Hold on. There's a pronunciation guide. There's a cool video of Chidozie Awuzium, okay, coming into the stadium and stuff. But I don't know. FC Cincinnati's, they're white hot. They're sprinting to the promised land, trying to get another championship here. So anytime they can add talent in order to help that, I'm all in.
Breezy with some soccer knowledge says that his highlight reel they showed after signing him was him scoring. I guess he plays defense and can play offense with needed. So they're adding a weapon to the arsenal for the FCC Lions.
I know defenders can score. I don't know how often it happens, right? I'm sure there's a great FC Cincinnati soccer podcast out there that if they saw us talking right now would be like, what are these idiots doing? Just stick to football. Yes. But we love the city of Cincinnati here, and anytime there's news on anything that involves the Cincinnati sports team, you're going to hear about it, unless it's about the Reds and they lose 20 in a row and we want to ram our heads through our walls because
they beat the shit out of the Braves so bad that the Braves ducked the game because of a little bit of rain that might show up.
Did you? I swear to God, I quote tweeted the Braves account, and I wish I screenshotted it, and no one.
You said cowards. I saw it.
I saw that the Braves social team liked it and unliked it. I think it was an accident, and nobody's going to believe me because I saw it, and then I scrolled, and then I was like, "Whoa, wait, hold on a minute!" I thought the Braves responded to me, and I went back, and the like was gone. So I think their little intern saw it and was like, "This," and went, "Oh," and unliked it. But they liked and unliked my tweet, calling them a coward. And I wish I was quick enough to get a screenshot. I don't know. They're talking soccer in the comments right now. I just like
the people love the football.
Wedge Gordon, defenders score all the time. There are wing backs that transition defense to offense by bringing the ball up like a point guard. I don't know with basketball either. So I'm going to say thank you, Wedge, for that comment.
Big ball knower.
Yeah. And if they are bigger, yeah.
And if they are bigger, Kevin with the thank you, click the wrong comment. My computer's struggling, boys. I don't know what's happening, but it's fighting for its life. If they're bigger and more physical, they're leader in targets on set pieces, free kicks, corners, etc.
Okay. Wedge, we are our soccer
with
contact
the football
now.
Info, much respect. Yeah. Absolutely, John.
So Wedge, you just got a job.
Big soccer program. Big shocker.
Huge.
Big shocker. Big soccer show.
Big Massive. Shocker. Big soccer. Big play.
Big shocker. We're big into soccer. Jesus Christ. Man.
We need to go.
What a country, dude. We're just dudes like me and you. We can just buy microphones and say shit into them.
Yeah, and
beautiful.
500 people plus. Thank you very much. Watching
absurd
right now, just on Twitter alone. Very, very fun. Makes no sense that you hang out with us, but we're very proud that you do. I'm tapped out of stuff. I mean, the Bengals have a lot going on. We'll see training camp throughout the week. We talk soccer. Do you have anything, Reg, you want to talk about, or you want to punt that to another show?
They stink. They're possibly they're possibly sellers at the trade deadline from what I've seen. People talking about that the New York Yankees have some interest in Jonathan India was something that I saw. I think some teams have interest in Frankie Montas that they've talked about maybe dealing him.
Okay.
So expiring contracts are something that they may look to offload, and they're just going to say, sorry, stunk. We'll get Matt McClain back next year, and everything will be fine. We'll get Christian Encarnacion Strand back next year, and everything will be fine. I don't know.
But that didn't work the last time they sold all these guys. It
hasn't worked the last 8 times.
Yeah. Remember Winker, Castellanos? They're gone, and look, we're not good at baseball right now. I don't know. It's frustrating, dude. We're not Chatterbox sports experts like those guys over there. I can only imagine how their heart feels right now, but it's stressful.
Trace and Nick are locked in. Yeah,
those guys are really good. Chatterbox Sports, go check them out. They're really cool friends of the program. Free ad any day for cool Cincinnati guys like that. It stinks to watch your city's team not feel invested in winning and sell off key players and say, yeah, we'll replace them, don't worry. And I don't know. It's just, who knows, dude? Who knows? Nothing but frustration with the Reds from me. What do you got? Something popping up?
John has asked if there's any NCAA football updates. I'm assuming he means the video game.
Yeah, he probably does.
I'm assuming he means the game. I haven't been on the sticks really at all this week.
Yeah, I know you've got yours going. Coach B will be back. If you guys saw me on my Twitch, I'm gonna try to figure out how to get it on our Twitter also and our YouTube. The Xbox has a button that says go live, and Twitch is the only option. So that's where I'm at right now on there.
Get a PlayStation, nerd.
Well, I'm not an elitist, so I have an Xbox because I'm a man of the people. Okay, but I'll figure it out. Are you gonna hold up a PlayStation controller? Look at that. That just screams I'm the 1%, and I have tax breaks, and nothing can touch me.
I'm not the 1% on my fucking street.
Oh yeah, no. Coach B is a character I've come up with. I'm gonna have fun with it. He's got a little bit of an accent. He's coaching the Cincinnati Bearcats. Look out on his wonderful run to the national championship. Tune in whenever I announce it. I'm not going to do it regularly. I have 4 children and a full-time job, and I'm here on the internet with Drew. So,
I'm pit staining, boys.
Hey, you work hard
any
for your money.
brands out there? Any deodorant brands out there that maybe want to partner up and maybe not stink so bad? DMs are open.
John's saying, wish I had a cool mustache. Look,
Josh.
Buddy. Sorry, Josh. Yeah, look, buddy, it's still there. It just grew.
Yeah, you fucking sold out and just grew the beard out.
It's pure laziness. But
what if I went just only mustache?
If you do it, I'll do it.
Dude, I'm gonna shave it all, but I'm gonna do the handlebar that goes all the way down the chin. Like the old dude from the fucking what was that motorcycle show called?
Sons of Anarchy. One of them. There's a few.
No, I'm not going Clay Morrow from Sons of Anarchy. It was the dude that was always yelling in the motorcycle they made custom motorcycles. Oh,
you mean Orange County Choppers. You mean real life.
Yes.
I'm
just gonna buzz it all, dude, and just go straight down the old neck with
Paul Tuttle. There it is.
Paul Tuttle. There you Wedge, you are a wealth of knowledge.
Wedge,
dude.
I tell you,
Wedge is a sharp guy.
We can't pay you any money, but you're hired. Okay. That's you just got yourself a job again. So we're at the 50.
I've got one right now. It's fucking glorious. Drive my wife nuts. At this point, so I have no choice but to keep it. Stay strong.
Yeah.
Stay strong.
Stay strong, brother. Paul Tuttle. Yeah. We're in the 58th, almost 59th minute of this wonderful hour of big.
Yeah, we got stoppage time.
What you're right. Yeah. Soccer.
I fucking know.
Talking soccer. I got nothing left unless you got something left. I'm a big salute away from signing off here. What do you think, man?
Yeah, but I've got to end it with this.
There we go, folks. That's called form.
I like to throw it away real nonchalant, and then I have to pick it up before my wife sees it. She's like, what the fuck are you throwing beer cans around the house for? You're not an animal. You don't live.
We got Transformers. We got Transformers blowing up outside our house. The baby's screaming, and you're throwing beer cans on the ground.
Yeah, exactly. That's not a new Boomer picture, Kevin. That's been up there for a few weeks now.
Yeah.
I'll tell the story of that, then we can get out of here.
No,
Sorry, but
no.
there was a restaurant in Miamisburg, Ohio, back in the day by the name of the Ground Round. Used to frequent that establishment with my parents and their friends when I was a kid. They closed when I was pretty young, but we were there the final night that they were open. And I'd always talked about how much I liked this picture and wanted this picture. And my dad was a cop. His friends were cops. And I can't remember who it was, but one of them who was a police officer stole that off of the wall and gave it to me when I was probably 9 years old. And I've had it ever since.
I thought this was going to be a heartfelt, and they donated it to the police.
Dude, popped it off the wall with a butter knife and walked out with it and handed it to me. Like, here you go.
Oh my God! Don't worry,
I will never get rid of that just because it's autographed and everything. It's not like certified, but I think it's real. But I'll never get rid of it just because of that story. I've had it since I was like 8 or 9.
That's a kick-ass story. All right,
so that's it. We're gonna get up out of here. We love you all. Like, subscribe, share, all that stuff that we've asked you to do a couple times. Please, it will help us out. After the stream ends and the video is just existing on YouTube, it does help the algorithm if you go leave another comment. I got to go in there and turn comments on and all the stuff here in a few, but 20 minutes or so from now, it'll be live for comments post-stream. That does help us out in the algorithm if you could do that.
Yeah,
we love you all. We appreciate you all. Same thing with Twitter. We will see you next week, and we'll have much more football to talk about, even more clips, even more hair talk, even more alleged soccer talk. We'll see you next week.
It's showtime, baby. Yeah, the boys are ready to go. Cincinnati, you know. Them boys about to flow. Grab a garage beer, let's go. It's you and Bang go. Yeah, big place, it's a show. Yeah, big place, it's a show.